There are southern towns where $1,000 a month gets you things that shouldn't be possible at that price. Coastal living, Cajun festivals, college town culture, and access to hospitals. And they're not theoretical. They're actual places where people are retiring right now, while everyone else is fighting over the same expensive cities and losing. Today, we're breaking down 10 southern towns where you can retire on $1,000 a month. We've got college towns with shocking amenities, mid-sized cities that work without the price tag, extreme budget plays that sound too cheap to be safe, and a few towns that somehow break all the rules. By the end, you'll either be researching U-Haul prices or thanking whatever higher power you believe in that you could still afford your current rent. Let's begin. Number 10. Albany, Georgia. Albany offers something you don't see much anymore: real scenery without a premium price tag. The median rent for a one-bedroom is about $758, which gives you real breathing room in a $1,000 budget. This is where the math starts getting less stressful. Utilities usually run around $100, groceries about $200. You're at $1,058. Still tight, but workable. Albany has Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital, a full-service medical center, so healthcare is covered. The town offers Chaha Park, which has a zoo, aquarium, and miles of trails. The Flint River provides waterfront walking paths and fishing spots. Community centers host events. The city has festivals, farmers markets, and actual things to do. Albany is surprisingly pleasant. It's not Instagram-worthy, but it's functional and kinda nice. You get nature, medical care, and community without the chaos or cost of a bigger city. Retirees here spend time outdoors, at local events, and genuinely seem content. The catch? It's slow. Really slow. If you need constant stimulation, you'll be bored within a month. But if you spent your life stressed in expensive cities, slowing down might actually be what you're looking for. Number 9. Valdosta, Georgia. Valdosta has the cheapest rent on this list and somehow doesn't feel like a punishment. Average rent is $647. Yes, $647. That's not a decade-old statistic or a scam listing. That's the actual median rent. Add about $100 for utilities, $200 for groceries, and $50 for transportation. And just like that, you're under $1,000 with room to breathe. The city offers parks, walking trails, and Valdosta State University, which brings cultural events, theater, and continuing education classes. Wild Adventures Theme Park is here, yes, a literal theme park. Annual festivals happen regularly. The catch is it's still Valdosta. It's not cosmopolitan. It's deeply southern, conservative, religious, and slow-paced. If you're not into that, you'll feel like an outsider. But if you're fine with small city southern life, Valdosta delivers shocking value. Number 8. Bastrop, Louisiana. Bastrop has $700 rent and sits next to a state park. So the real question isn't the price. It's whether extreme cheap is worth extreme rural. This is one of the cheapest places in the entire state, and the budget math is almost laughable in its simplicity. Rent $700. Utilities $90. Groceries $180. That puts you at $970, with $30 left over for whatever you want. For healthcare, Bastrop is home to Morehouse General Hospital. The town sits near Cheminohout State Park, which offers hiking, camping, fishing, and nature trails. The historic downtown has charm, red brick buildings, local shops, that classic small-town southern aesthetic. Community clubs exist for socializing. Property taxes are low. The cost of living is absurdly affordable. But Bastrop is rural. Really rural. Population of 10,500 means you'll know everyone within 6 months, whether you want to or not. Entertainment options are limited to nature, local events, and whatever you create yourself. The nearest city of any size is Monroe, about 30 minutes away. If you need constant stimulation, variety, or anonymity, Bastrop will feel isolating fast. Also, it's northern Louisiana, which means summer heat that feels personal and humidity you can wear. Winter is mild but gray. The state park is genuinely beautiful though, and if you're into outdoor activities, you'll stay busy. Bastrop is extreme value for extreme simplicity. Whether that's freedom or isolation depends entirely on you. Number 7. Minden, Louisiana. Minden has a 15,000-acre lake and rent that stays under $800, and suddenly, cheap starts feeling like a lifestyle upgrade. Let's break it down. Rent, $775. Utilities average around $95. Groceries run roughly $190. Gas and transportation add another $50. That puts you at about $1,110. It's slightly over $1,000, but if you're careful with groceries or skip a few luxuries, it's manageable. Minden has Minden Medical Center and local clinics for healthcare. The town features a charming red brick downtown with local shops and cafes. Lake Bistanu State Park offers 15,000 acres of water for fishing, boating, kayaking, and nature trails. Senior centers provide community connection. Small museums exist for rainy days. The vibe is quaint, slow, and genuinely pleasant. It's small-town Louisiana without feeling forgotten or depressing. People are friendly. The lake provides endless free entertainment. The cost of living is 25% below the national average. The catch is standard small-town Louisiana stuff. It's religious, conservative, and everyone knows everyone. Privacy is a concept, not a reality. If you're politically progressive or value anonymity, you'll feel out of place. But if you're fine with traditional Southern culture, Minden offers serious quality of life. Number 6. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Hattiesburg has a university, which means culture, energy, and food that goes beyond fried chicken. For retirees on a budget, that's basically a win. Rent runs around $918. Utilities come in at about $100. Groceries $150. That puts you at $1,168, which is over budget. But hear me out. Find a slightly cheaper rental or trim groceries down to $120, and you're at about $1,038. It's not effortless, but with a little discipline, it's doable. And it's totally worth it. Hattiesburg has Forest General Hospital and Hattiesburg Clinic, both major medical centers. The university brings theater, music, festivals, lectures, and continuing education classes. The city has dozens of parks, a small zoo, and active senior centers. Downtown has coffee shops, bookstores, and actual culture. The university is the secret weapon. You get variety, intellectual stimulation, younger people keeping things alive, and a cultural scene that most small southern towns can't touch. You're not isolated or bored. You're in a small city that feels engaged with the world. The catch? It's still Mississippi. Summers are brutal, hot, humid, oppressive. You'll need air conditioning from May to September. The town is conservative and religious, though the university brings some diversity. And while it's lively for a small city, it's not cosmopolitan. Manage expectations accordingly. Number 5. Athens, Georgia. Athens is a college town with an average rent of $740 and actual amenities. Yes, a lively college town with this much going on has rent under $750. Let's do the math. Rent, $740. Utilities, $100. Groceries, $200. Transportation, $60. That's $1,100. Slightly over, but again, if you find a cheaper place or cut costs elsewhere, you hit $1,000 easily. Athens has Piedmont Athens Regional Hospital, a major medical center. The city offers a vibrant downtown packed with shops, music venues, restaurants, and bars. Dozens of parks and walking trails exist. The university brings concerts, libraries, museums, sports, and elder learning programs. Athens has a legitimate cultural scene, indie music, art galleries, theater. The catch is college town dynamics. Students mean noise, traffic, and rental competition during the year, and rental competition during the school year. Football season turns the town into chaos. Game days are overwhelming if you're not into it. And while Athens is more progressive than most southern towns, it's still Georgia. Adjust expectations accordingly. Weather is Georgia standard. Hot summers, mild winters, beautiful springs and falls. The college campus is gorgeous year-round. Athens is proof that affordable southern retirement doesn't mean give it up on life. Number 4. Abbeville, Louisiana. Abbeville is where retirement stops being about sacrifice and starts being about immersion in something completely different. Median rent runs around $969. You're right at the $1,000 threshold, and what you get in return is culture so thick you can bottle it. Budget breakdown. Rent, $969. Utilities, $90. Groceries, $180, but you'll eat fresh Gulf seafood constantly. Total, $1,239. So yes, it's over budget. But if you land a cheaper rental or eat at home a bit more, You can squeeze this into a $1,000 lifestyle with some discipline. And honestly, for what Abbeville offers, going $200 over might be worth reconsidering your budget entirely. Abbeville has Abbeville General Hospital for healthcare. Lafayette's larger medical centers are 20 minutes away for specialized care. The town sits on the Vermilion River with waterfront parks and walking trails. Local restaurants serve authentic Cajun food, gumbo, etouffee, boudin, French shrimp, and oysters straight from the Gulf. The town hosts the famous Giant Omelet Festival, where they cook a 5,000-egg omelet in the town square. Bayou wildlife tours happen regularly. Gators, birds, cypress swamps. Community is tight-knit, genuinely welcoming, and deeply proud of Cajun heritage. That's what makes Abbeville different. You're not just retiring somewhere cheap, you're retiring into a culture. Cajun Louisiana has its own language, its own food, its own music, its own identity. If you embrace it, Abbeville becomes an experience, not just a budget choice. The catch is cultural immersion isn't optional. If you want to keep to yourself, stay in your bubble, and ignore the local culture, you'll miss the entire point of Abbeville. Number 3. Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee is Florida's capital, has 2 major hospitals, and somehow still makes a $1,000 retirement possible. At this point, the whole cheap retirement narrative officially breaks. Let's be clear about the math. Rent runs around $995. Utilities are roughly $100. Groceries around $150. That puts you at $1,245. It's over budget. But if you find the right housing deal, skip luxuries, and budget tightly, hitting $1,000 is genuinely possible. What you get for that? Tallahassee Memorial Hospital and Capital Regional Medical Center, both major healthcare facilities. Dozens of parks and nature trails, an active arts and festival scene, museums, theaters, galleries, concerts. 2 universities bringing culture, sports, continuing education, and constant events. Restaurants, coffee shops, bookstores, and actual city amenities. Here's why Tallahassee is shocking. It's a real city. A functioning capital with big city resources and small city costs. You're not isolated. You're not compromising. You're living in a place with infrastructure, culture, and opportunity that most budget retirement towns can't offer. The universities are game changers. You get intellectual stimulation, sports, Florida football. Florida State football is a religion here. Cultural events, and a younger population keeping the city energized. The arts scene is legitimately strong. The parks and trail systems is extensive. You can live a full, active, culturally rich retirement here. The catch? It's still budget tight. You'll need discipline. Also, it's politically mixed, so expect cultural diversity and occasional tension. Number 2. Daphne, Alabama. Daphne offers coastal living on a retirement budget, which shouldn't be possible, but somehow is. Average rent sits around $994. Utilities run about $95. Groceries roughly $170. That puts you at $1,259. So yes, it's over budget again. But if you snag the right rental and stay tight on groceries, you can realistically land in the $1,050 to the $1,100 range. And frankly, for coastal living, that's absurd value. Daphne has USA Health Medical Center nearby in Mobile, a major hospital system. The town features bayfront parks and trails with water views. Mobile Bay provides fishing, kayaking, and beach access. Community events happen constantly, art festivals, seafood festivals. Daphne is called Jubilee City after the seafood jubilees that occur when crabs and fish wash ashore. The downtown area has shops, restaurants, and cafes. Winters are genuinely mild, 50s and 60s. No snow. The catch is Daphne is a suburb, not a city. You'll need a car. Mobile is nearby for bigger amenities, but Daphne itself is quiet and residential. Also, it's coastal Alabama, which means hurricane risk. You'll need insurance, a plan, and the willingness to evacuate when necessary. Number 1. Longview, Texas. Longview is where the entire premise of this video gets proven beyond doubt. You can retire well on $1,000 a month in the South, and this isn't a compromise. It's a strategy. Let's break it down. Rent for a solid place runs $850 to $950. Utilities average around $90. Groceries come in around $200. Transportation, another $50. That puts the total between $1,190 and $1,290. It's slightly over on paper, but with smart choices and the right housing, hitting $1,000 here is completely realistic. And here's the thing. Longview gives you so much value that going slightly over feels like winning anyway. Healthcare is ridiculous here. Gregg County has over 10 hospitals and medical centers in the area. You have access to specialists, urgent care, preventative medicine, everything. For retirees, that's gold. Longview hosts monthly festivals, the Great Texas Balloon Race, rodeos, cultural events. Nature venues include the Big Cypress Bayou and nearby Lake of the Pines for fishing, boating, and hiking. The city has community centers, parks, libraries, and an active social calendar. Highway access to Dallas and Houston is easy. You're not isolated from major cities. Here's why Longview wins. It's not just affordable, it's complete. You get healthcare access that rivals major cities. You get entertainment, nature, and community. You get infrastructure and services without paying premium prices. You get a functional, stable, pleasant city where $1,000 a month doesn't mean suffering. It means living. The vibe is East Texas. Friendly, practical, conservative, and unpretentious. It's not trendy. It's not flashy. But it works, and it works well. The city feels stable, not declining. Businesses are open. People are employed. The town isn't desperate or dying. It's just quietly doing fine. The catch is standard Texas stuff. Summer heat is aggressive, triple digits regularly. You'll need air conditioning and a strong will to survive July. The culture is deeply conservative and religious. If you're not into that, you'll feel out of place. And while Longview has amenities, it's not cosmopolitan. So there you have it. 10 southern towns where $1,000 a month isn't a punchline. It's a strategy. Like this video if you're done pretending retirement is only for the rich. Subscribe because these places exist. They're real, and you deserve to know about them.